Hi, this is Jane. I just thought I would try a podcast format, particularly for my recordings where I do channeled information or remote viewing. Because basically, I'm sitting with my eyes closed, so there's not much to see in a video. I am in Santa Fe, New Mexico. It's about 5 in the morning right now. I've been up probably since 3:30 actually. Um, not sure what's going on, but I hear other people waking up. A lot of other people waking up early, especially psychic people I've heard. So I'm up and I am feeling like a lot of psychic information around me. I'm getting pretty clear messages on other issues. Um, so I'm going to remote view. I haven't been paying a ton of attention to the election because I don't get like it's almost like it's happening on another planet. On to be perfectly honest, I look at it and I think that's from I don't know, like another era, not quite the dinosaur era, but like if you're walking down the street and you look into a bar room and there's something going on, you're like, well, that's one reality, but it's not mine. It sort of feels like that. It doesn't, from what I understand now, the deep state, whatever you want to call them, decides who's going to be president long before they're president. Um, and that behind the scenes, they're all on a march towards the New World Order. I mean, if they're not, they're assassinated or they're taken out. But I just thought I would see who they're telling me is going to be elected, so-called elected. I don't think we elect anyone. I think it's all decided beforehand. Um, yeah, I did one remote viewing recently um, um, about Kamala, and Trump was in it briefly. I didn't get anything terribly evil about either one of them. In fact, I saw Kamala as a clone and her true essence being kept in some low rent motel. I'm not sure that was a metaphor or not, but I literally saw her essence sitting in a hotel room. She was probably one of the most abused women on the planet, abused and used. I know there's all kinds of controversy about how she got to where she is, but she is being used because of her skin color and that she's a female. Um, I saw that there were several other bodies of hers, um, but her true essence was not even in this game. Um, and then I did see Trump. Um, he was sort of like walking down from a monument, and they all went into a deep underground base, and they were having a round table, and everybody was on the same table. It did seem like Trump was sort of the head of it, like he was running things. He may be have been running things for a long time. Certainly Biden wasn't. Biden is on a third or fourth clone, or was before they gave him the hook. So his clones were all breaking down, and I think they just couldn't do it anymore with him. Because there has to be some essence in the clone to make it function. So, um, his essence is just, I feel like it was getting weaker and weaker. Um, My cat is suddenly making noises. My kitten. Yeah, it's very quiet here, except for I have a candle going. I actually have a pumpkin pie cooking. Uh, because I actually like pumpkin in the morning and something warm when it starts to get cold. We've had incredibly warm fall, but I heard it's supposed to turn to winter basically tomorrow. I got to get this bag from the kitten. Sorry about that. And I do have a candle going, so I'm gonna just rattle, calling in the powers of love and compassion. Okay, so I'm okay, I'm seeing this very large picture of Trump. I don't know what that means. It was just thrown onto my this is not remote viewing. This is basically channeling, asking my guides. Okay, now he's okay. Now he's like shrinking to nothing. So he's very, very large and then like shrinking and then walking away. Um, so I see Kamala. I mean, these people seem a little bit like cardboard cutouts, just in this image. She is very afraid, like she's just being used, um, paraded around by the Illuminati, whatever, whoever you want to call. Basically, it's the military running the West now, as President Eisenhower warned us. And I think Kennedy too, before he was assassinated, warned us. You know, the CIA, which was basically created to um, support the military, not the president and the corrupt military. We're talking about deep state, Illuminati, satanic military, which is compartmentalized. So you could be in the military and say, well, that's not, I never saw that. Well, it's compartmentalized. You're not going to get to see it unless you're part of it, but you're all working for it for the most part. If you're in the military, you're working for um, the satanic military, those at the top, those involved in Operation Paperclip, MK Ultra, secret space program. And to agree, they're being controlled by the off-world Nazis. So yeah, it's quite a pyramid. But these are the people that are controlling the elections, so-called elections. I don't know if we ever had a real election in America. I'm beginning to wonder what they succeed in doing with these so-called elections is dividing America. Um, it's just astonishing how they've ostracized us from each other. The media shows the worst of the left and the worst of the right. you know so you go around with this mind control image in your mind of what a Trump supporter is and a mind controlled image of what a liberal is, and meanwhile they take over the planet, while dividing us. Okay, I'm seeing like there's going to be galactic. I'm seeing galactic, and something galactic is going to happen. I don't mean apocalyptic. I mean galactic. Yeah, I see. uh, ETs, which are here already. I mean, they're all around us all the time. Um, and of course, they have made many, many, many hundreds, thousands of contacts. They work, in fact, very closely with our military. The Greys, they exchange technology. They barter for DNA. The biggest asset in the universe right now is human DNA. So they've been working with our military for decades and decades. Um, the Greys, the Dracos. I don't know. There's thousands of different galaxies and life forms and um, ETs, and many of them work with our military. Many, it's like actually side by side, in deep underground military bases. So they're keeping it all from us. But there's, the good ATs, or whatever you want to call them, they want to make contact with us, the people, not just the military. So I'm seeing, I don't know if it's going to be on the election or near the election, or it's going to somehow affecting the election. Because they're not really sure. Like, when Trump won, they told me Trump was going to win, but it was going to be complicated. And that's when he did win, but they gave it to Biden, even though Trump won. And that was very clear. I saw him winning, and then they said, but it's going to be complicated. So that was an accurate prediction. He did so-called win, but they turned it over to Biden. Um, so I see they're showing me an image of Trump larger than Kamala right now. Um, Kamala's on the left, Trump is on the right, and I see UFO ET in the center. So it to me it looks like they're telling me this is going to be the powerful event that happens is an ET. Um, Interference isn't the right word. Intervention. Um, is this for the better? Is this for the better? Is this for the better? Well, I'm not getting a pit in my stomach. Like, so I don't think these are evil or negative. I don't think they're Dracos, or I think there's going to be positive interference. Some people might not think it's positive because they want to go on with the old paradigm of, there's a left and there's a right, and we rally behind them and vote them in. I mean, I think they want to expose the reality that all these people running for office are somebody's slave. Even Trump, he's somebody's slave on a higher level. He's a Freemason, so he's got, you know, if he's not a 13th degree Freemason, he's a slave to that organization, or Israel, or Dracos, or um, the Germans, the Antarctica Germans, or the off-world Germans. He's somebody's slave too. So they want to expose that. I think they want to break up the system. So, if you're for the old paradigm, you're not going to like it. But if you're for the new world, kitty, um, then you're going to appreciate this. It's like breaking up an old iceberg that's been holding us back. Is this, of course, I've believed it for years. Last few years I was starting to doubt it, but because I wasn't in my intuition. If I'm in my intuition, I always know. If I'm in my head or even my heart, your heart, they know how to get you, especially with Trump. They've been, the image of him with his fist up and the flag and the bloody ear. That was a massive uh, symbolism to get us in our heart. But it was mind control too. Um, yes, I'm getting, yes, we're here. We're here to show the people the truth about what's happening on the planet. I'm getting from the ETs. We want to show the truth. We want Americans to wake up. We want you to evolve. We want you to become powerful. We want you to shine your own light. Don't shine your light on these people. Shine your light. Like, don't, like, it's like this worship, this God worship, and we're putting them on the politicians. They have no power. They have a little bit of power, but they're slaves. They're all slaves in the system. That's my kitty. Um, so yeah, they're saying to me now, like, shine your light. Don't shine your light on, like, worship these people who are, again, because that empowers their masters. It empowers the system of division and hate and, um, you know, deity worship. Um, there is no man in a white cape or a red cape or a blue cape, one single human being that is going to save us. That is like kindergarten kind of mentality, you know, and we've been indoctrinated to think that. Well, I think partly through Disney and all the superheroes and even Superman, there's going to be some godlike figure that's going to come down and save all us, stupid humans that can't take our power. So they're saying, you need to take your power, shine your light, do what you have to do, like connect with Gaia, the power of love, the love of the mother, like you'll be guided. So they're like shining their light on us. They're going to shine their light, their truth on us. Kamala and Trump kind of look like cardboard cutouts right now to me. And they're showing me that as a metaphor to tell you they're kind of cardboard cutouts. They're not, they're just, you know, propped up on a table like the old fashioned dolls, cardboard dolls that you would dress up with the paper dresses and paper whatever. I mean, we are the true power. If you've incarnated on Earth, you're human, and you have the power. You can connect with your shamanic powers, the power of the Mother Earth. That I have been feeling lately that the sun is a new sun. I've been feeling the earth is a new earth. We're being like reset back to the 1950s as far as purity of the earth, not necessarily social or whatever, political, but Gaia is resetting herself. The sun, we have a new sun, a brighter, like more powerful, more healing sun. The last 2 weeks, it was not just temperature, there was something very spiritual going on and a reset on the planet. And so you can reset with that you can reset with Mother Earth and the new sun and the positive ETs and creator God. I mean, it's a time to it's a time to make a new timeline. Like, Yeah, the Hopi said there would be two paths and we would have to choose one or the other. We couldn't do both forever. So we're creating a new timeline and we have all this galactic support and Mother Earth support and the galactics, the ETs. We have their support too. And of course, God and Source and angels. And they're just showing me how irrelevant these cardboard cutouts are. Like, it's irrelevant. So I'm not getting like a clear winner. I'm getting they're irrelevant. And there's going to be some sort of interference. You may not know it's ET or UFOs, but that's what it is. I'm getting that. Um, so if you like this, I think that that's the major message is, it's like trying to go back to high school or kindergarten. It's like this is just irrelevant. We've got to go on. We've got to move on and embrace your light. There's all kinds of support through Mother Earth and the galactics and God and just your connection to God and Source and the angels and spirit guides and create a new timeline of love. Turn off the Mockingbird media, which is part of Operation Paperclip to mind control the masses. And that you're being mind controlled from both ends. I learned that, the left and the right, the left alternative, the right alternative. If they're creating division, that's mind control. If they're telling you how horrible Trump supporters are, or how horrible liberals are, you're under mind control. Because yes, of course, there's probably fractions of both sides that are like the media expresses it. But the majority of people are just people like, we're all the same. We're all Americans. So they just want to divide us and destroy us. So that's old. That's old stuff. We have to, see the light in one another, see the God in one another. Um, and the left is using groups. They've always done that. They use the Jews, they use the blacks, they use transgender, they use women, they're using Kamala. They use groups that we perceive as victims, and then they infiltrate with, a satanic agenda. And then if you don't go along with it, you're a racist or you're sexist. It's all like it's old war tactics. They've been using it forever, and time to let go. And yeah, I see we're star beings. We have right now we have the opportunity to embrace our highest self. Yes. So as I was saying, if you like this video, please like, please share, please comment. I will put a link to buy my book. I'll put a link if you want a channeled reading or a long distance healing. I'll leave a link to that too. All right. Thank you. And I'll probably do another one before Halloween. Thank you.